Hi, it's Marsh from the Health and Wellbeing with Marsh Group, and I'd like to talk to you today about post-traumatic stress disorder, PTSD. What is it? it is an anxiety disorder, and it's caused by uh, distressing or frightening, stressful events, and it carries many symptoms, and those symptoms are some will often relive through flashbacks and nightmares. They'll often feel guilt, why me? Isolated and get irritable. Some experience insomnia, and they find it hard to concentrate. The symptoms are frequently severe and affect them from day-to-day life. They also feel shame, and say they have issues controlling emotions, which then causes issues with relationships and family life. They can also affect family and friends, the relationships with them. Being distant, isolated, from day-to-day conversations, and it's on the increase, and it comes in many forms and many causes, and such as serving in the armed forces, quite unique. In particular, those who have had armed combat. We'll go in that one in the next video in more details. A lot of that comes into demographics and the frequency, and the time spent in combat zones. Sometimes it's serious road accidents that can promote the illness. Violent assaults, sexual assaults, rape, muggings, robbery. Health issues can cause it, deterioration of one's health, and always worrying and what's going to happen if it is that the worst happens and they've got a family. Even childbirth experiences, which are found quite unique, and it can develop immediately, or it can be an event or events what have happened in the past. Some take weeks, some take months, and some actually take years later. It seems to be as well, if it is that you've had these events at a very young age, then it does take years later before they kick in. So not always is it going to happen overnight, there are various treatments, and most of them, the two main ones are with drugs, and others are psychological. There's two main types of drugs they tend to use, but the treatment, always start with your doctor. The treatment will be dependent on the severity and the effects of you having good day-to-day life runnings as such, and depending on how affected you are will depend on the treatment. Some may be just done by the doctor. However, there's lots of support networks out there which specify in the particular fields or areas that you're having issues with. The psychologist, for instance, exists within all these frames. And one thing I will say now is, if it is that you see a psychologist and you don't wish your doctor to know everything, then that's up to you, if it is that you wish them to know or not know. They will help with your cognitive behaviours, and again, it depends on the degree of which it is that you are suffering. one of the treatments, and I'm going into detail in the next video, is the treatment or the analysing of your eye movement. Yeah, the processing of following various requests or instructions. You know, the old like following a finger. It was quite interesting reading up on what all that matters. I will relate to that tomorrow in another video, because I'm just going to concentrate on armed forces tomorrow and the effects what they have. And in some areas the support is extremely strong, the support networks, and I will pin these to a post, or this post, and I will pin it there. There's various organisations you can contact by email, talk to them, however it is that you feel most comfortable in taking this forward. In some areas I was quite surprised to see it's quite limited, and that's why I'm choosing the armed forces tomorrow. I'm very surprised, if you wish, how I think it was 1980 or so before they actually recognised it within the armed forces, and that was in America. And we seem to have been a bit slow in England in supporting this. And the support we have doesn't seem to, well, for me, isn't enough for what these chaps have to see in, day out, and especially if it's in combat. But more detail tomorrow on that. The influences that affect the condition, yeah, and make some more severe, how should we say, some of the events what happen to us, it's only normal that we should, if you wish, suffer. Yeah, we do handle things differently, but at the end of the day, life's not always good. There are some bad people out there, and it's not for us to put up in any same way with what things we can see or experience. So I would hope you join me tomorrow, for a more in-depth look, as I said, choosing the armed forces and the influences there, such as war zones, combats, demographics, what country, and all the different effects, and then the support network and how that has increased. I think it was 2004 when it was analysed and looked at, and they were looking at 4% of people who had served in the forces. That's now 6%, or recognise that 6%. One gets a feeling there's a lot more struggle, because they kind of fall out of the network, unfortunately. People living on the streets, and, people are prone, not just in the forces, but in all these areas. People turn to drug abuse, alcohol abuse, and don't know how to control these, and everything just sort of compounds and grows. And unfortunately, in certain areas, we let this happen as a society. And when it comes to the army, these guys have put their lives on the line in many occasions. So, anyway, please join me tomorrow. We'll go through some more facts and details specifically to do with the forces, and some of the strengths of the support, and unfortunately some of the weaknesses, whether that be psychological or health issues, because sometimes these do manifest into health issues, such as like pains in the chest, severe headaches. They're not always just mental issues. Join me tomorrow. If you like the video, please like and subscribe, and let's put more wood on the fire, and have a look what it is, what's happening, what's not happening, yeah, and suggest some support to where it is that people can go, and hopefully some finance support as well. Thank you very much.